Welcome to the off season where we're gonna try and get to hockey season as close as we can. Join with me today, a super special guest, someone who I'm sure is very excited. You fans are really excited to see come on your timeline that he's coming back. It's number 55, Chris Cameron. So Cameron, welcome to the 25-26 Indy Fuel hockey season.
Thanks, Eva. I appreciate it. What a warm welcome.
Of course. So first off, how does it feel coming back for your fifth ECHL year and your fifth fuel season? You're kind of hit vet status. I don't want to put too much pressure on you calling you old there, but you're coming back for year five.
Yeah, it's crazy because time flies. Like I don't know, I don't feel like it's been that long, but when you look back and uh kind of go over some of the stuff that's happened the whole time I've been in India, it's definitely been 4 years so far, and I'm looking forward to year five. I'm not quite a vet yet by league standards, so I'm
Okay.
not. You can't put that on me quite
Mm-mm.
yet. I am close though, but. I don't know. I'm excited. I love Indy. It's been a great home for me the past 4 years, and I'm looking forward to continuing that.
And then recapping last season, I just want to get your thoughts. We know it was kind of a year of adversity. Obviously, we had a lot of key call-ups, we had a lot of injuries. It just felt like we were rotating guys left and right. Maybe some key suspensions that we won't name names of who they were at what specific times. Definitely not you, of course. But
Ever.
just wanted to get your thoughts of the last season and kind of how that can create a push for this season.
Yeah, last season we battled. We battled hard, and I think obviously whenever you make the playoffs and everything, you want to go all the way. But for us, it was a good accomplishment to make sure that we got in for that playoff spot. We had to grind for that, and I don't think that's necessarily something like you don't want to say like, oh, you're satisfied with that because that's not the case. That's not what I'm saying. But based on how tumultuous things were, I've never heard of any other team having to start the season for 2 months on the road without even really a break to be at home, and then
Mhm.
you get home and it's like you have to jam all these home games into the. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to say that it's still hockey and it's great, but there's our fair share of difficulties that we had to overcome, just to kind of get some sense of normalcy even with last season. So, but in an effort not to dwell on the past, I think this year, like I think we'll have some key components that will translate well. Like the guys that were here with us last year that are coming back, like they've certainly proven that they're durable and they're going to stick with it. So that's a huge part of any kind of team success is just being able to withstand the grind that this season is. So I think we're in a great position to start with, especially with some of our personnel coming back and the mindset that we all established last year. And then on top of that, it'll be nice to have a bit more of a regular feeling
Mhm.
season, if you will. So I think we're in a really good place. Things feel good just from talking to people around the organization, the staff, and everything. Like it seems like everyone's ready to make another step. And that's really what we keep trying to do is keep trying to improve every single year and continue to make strides in the right direction, whether that's record wise or mindset wise, which I think from a fan perspective, it's tough to see like wins and losses are the tangible results, right? But creating a culture for an entire organization, um, that's not the easiest thing to do, especially when, like you said, people are getting called up constantly.
Mhm.
There's massive amounts of player turnover just by virtue of the league that we play in. Like stuff like that's not really going to change. But trying to create a consistent culture for an entire organization, that's a pretty tall task. And I think despite us not winning the Kelly Cup last year,
Mhm.
I do think that we made a lot of progress in the right direction for things like that. So sorry for that was a bit of a long-winded answer, but I mean, that's something that's important to me. So
And like you mentioned, having a full normal season, obviously starting in October and being in the building till April, it's a lot more helpful and beneficial. You guys had big road trips in those first 2 months, went to Utah, and then we kind of had more of a slammed. I felt like March last year was absolutely insane for you guys. 3-3s every weekend at home. It was just hard on the body, hard on the mind. Something that fans typically don't really see. They just see, they come to the games, expect a result, a lot more than that. But then you mentioned records, and I'm gonna knock on wood for you here, but you've got some things lined up for you that you could break this season. Obviously, you're 16 games away from having the most games played in Indy field hockey history, which is insane.
Oh boy. I didn't know
You
that.
know that?
No.
260 is the number to beat. Zach Miskovich has 259, so you're knocking on the door there. You
Oh
have
boy.
got 15 to tie it, 16 to break it. And then obviously you have the most penalty minutes in Indy Full hockey history. You keep adding to it every year. And then you're almost there on best plus minus. You're one shy away from Cam Hillis. He's got 32 and you got 31. So you're kind of knocking on the door on some of these records. Obviously, most games played, that's gotta feel like an honor because I mean you have been here for 5 seasons now and fans love you and they know you and the city of Indianapolis, you've just been around it for so long. So what would that mean, having that title?
Yeah, I guess to me, the title doesn't necessarily mean that much, but I think what is definitely meaningful to me is the fact that the organization has embraced me for long enough to allow me to even get in the ballpark of being able to break something like that, because it is kind of cool. I guess it's not something that or for me at least, it's not something that I set out to do when I
Mhm.
started my hockey journey. I wasn't like, oh, I've got to get most games played. Uh, got to make sure I get that record. Like usually people want like goals or whatever, but games played in penalty minutes, that works just fine for me. That's the plus minus would be cool too. I don't know. The record stuff is kind of like I said earlier, I wasn't even really aware that I was that close to the games and everything. I kind of assumed just because
Your
I don't
tenure.
know. Yeah, there's not many people that play in the same spot for that long. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I guess the actual answer to that question is the record is cool and all that, but what's more important to me is how well I've been treated this entire time along the way, like from the organization to even the people in the community. Like I am something that really makes me happy is being able to build these bonds with the same people year after year, like fans that when I was a rookie trying to kind of get like just see what was up. Like I didn't really recognize them or whatever. And then you see them the next year and like,
Mhm.
okay, now I'm familiar with this person. And now it's like kind of some relationships with these people, which is like, that's really cool. For me to be able to play a game that people enjoy watching enough to like, uh, want to interact with me and build those types of relationships. Like that's to me, that's awesome. And that's something that I definitely cherish.
And you just touch on it, obviously building relationships. And I keep mentioning fan favorite, but you truly are. I mean, your last year's jersey auctions were insane. You were out there for like 10 minutes selling it, going up a grand more each time. It felt like every second it was passing. So it's got to feel like you're just become an integral part of this community. You've been with it from when they played at the Coliseum to now. Fans have transferred over. Everyone, I feel like in Indy Fuel history will know 55 as Chris Cameron. You beat the bobblehead curse as well, which I don't know if you've seen that online, but the bobblehead curse, you were the bobblehead last year. I'm not going to say that typically the following year, the people who were the bobblehead don't return, but you did. So everyone's really happy
Yeah.
that you beat the bobblehead curse. So just what is it? I mean, you touched on it, but the fans, like they pour out so much to this Fuel team, and obviously with the new building as well, it's just a great energy there in the event center.
Yeah, so just in terms of how I feel about the fans and everything,
Fans
yeah,
in the event center, the energy, all of it.
yeah, unbelievable. I mean, the fans are probably the biggest thing to me because that's like I was talking about the relationships and everything. Like, I could be playing in a community center, but if there were people there that were cheering for me, like
Hmm.
that's the big part. And yeah, it is. kind of weird at first to me because I'm not really like a spotlighty type of person. I'm like, oh wow, like I've actually built up quite a rapport with this organization. Like
Hmm.
people do know who I am. Like it took me a little bit of adjusting to get used to that. 'Cause I'm like, oh, like these people, like I'm just a guy, right? Like um,
Now they want your
who would,
autograph.
yeah, who would want me to sign their shirt like that? Who knows? But yeah, so I don't know. I've obviously warmed up to that a little bit, and
Mhm.
it's a really cool position to be in. And I'm very appreciative of the people that want to reach out to me and have those interactions. And I don't know, it's like I've always just tried to do things like uh, what I view as like the right way, I guess, which is totally subjective, but I've just always tried to be like a hard worker and like a personable guy. So, um, from my end, it is, I guess it's nice to see that people respond well to that. And like Indy's also that type of area. It's just like a bunch of genuine, like good people around. So, um, I feel very thankful to even just be like, I just kind of stumbled my way into this area in like my rookie year, but I'm definitely very thankful and grateful to actually be a part of the community now and like you said, be an integral part of a franchise. Like that's something I don't take lightly, and it means a lot to me. So, but then I guess to touch on your other point of like the event center and everything, it's unbelievable. Like playing in that caliber of an arena with it seems like essentially sold out every night. Like that's crazy. It makes you feel like you're big time, which is not that's not necessarily what I'm going for, but it's definitely helps. It makes you excited to go out there and play. You get fired up. You're like, wow, look at all these people they're with us. They're ready to rock. Like, we got flames shooting out of this
Hmm.
whatever. Yeah, your background. I'm not even sure what you call that thing, but there's flames everywhere. There's excited people. Yeah, yeah.
Dragon. Yeah.
Flames, people, excitement, energy, like the
Cowbells.
yeah, cowbells, screaming, t-shirt cannons. Like it's, I don't know, that's pro sports. It's fun, it's exciting, and I feel really thankful to be in. I think one of the best places to be doing it
Hmm.
at the least in our league, if not extending into some of the other leagues.
And then lastly, what can fans expect out of you this season? I know probably assertiveness, leadership, all the above, but just give us a little sneak peek of the Chris Cameron we hope to see in 25-26.
What I usually strive for is just an enhanced version of the year past. I just want to continue to get better at the things that I do well and attack my weaknesses, which I know that's the most cliche answer of all time. But I mean, that's at this point, that's really all there is to it. I want to continue to get better every single year, and whether that's something as direct as stick handling or something that people don't necessarily see, like I was talking about earlier with leadership and culture building and stuff like that. Like it's I'm honored to be in a position where I can even have that type of influence. Um, so that's something I wish to keep building on as well. But in terms of what you can see on the ice, it's probably going to be very similar to what fans are used to. Hopefully, a little bit faster, maybe a little bit stronger. Who knows? Maybe I'll score like 4 goals instead of 2 or 3 this year. That would be crazy.
Get a
Actually,
little risky now.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Actually, I might have had I had a handful last year. I don't
Hmm.
think it was. I don't know if it was 4. So maybe I lowballed myself. Maybe I'll go for 6. But I don't know. That's the obviously anybody who's watched our games knows that that's not really what I'm out there for.
Hmm.
So um, fans can expect to see physical shutdown D and occasionally getting the crowd fired up or sticking up for teammates with some extracurriculars.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. I think that's what the fans want to see.
yeah,
Well,
I think there's at least 1 or 2 people out there that are into that kind of thing.
yeah, just a few, just a handful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us in this off-season kind of preview. We're very excited to have you at our home opener last year. I know you missed the last year, so we're excited I don't think you can't really miss this one, so I think we're excited to have you in October be at the
Yeah,
home opener.
that was really disappointing for me. It's like you played 15 games on the road and then right at the last second, like as soon as you're fired up to come play at home, it's like, oh, I don't know.
All the built up, just
Yeah, yeah.
well, hopefully this time you can feel the fire on opening night and everyone will get fired up for you when they announce number 55. So
Yeah, I'm
we'll wish for
excited.
that. Knock on wood that nothing happens
Yeah,
in
seriously.
training camp.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely we can't jinx it.
No, we're not going to. Well, thank you so much again for joining us, and we'll see you in October, and then we'll see you at training camp in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again for interviewing me and excited to see everybody.